Hello, dear friends. I would like to see not so much green dying on Earth, nor whales disappearing due to lack of commercial scruples. I'd like to be civilized like animals, sang Roberto Carlos. A civilization is defined by his good treatment of its animals. A civilization that allows the abuse of sentient beings cannot ascend. Opinion piece. Animals are sentient beings. Difficult situation of these beings. Growing number of rescue groups. They are guides to unconditional love. Abuse of these beings prevents ascension. Let's start. We need to know the difficult situation of animals in our world. Animals are divine souls, just like you, and many species are guides of unconditional love, loyalty and support. The way a civilization treats all its animals determines its evolutionary state, and in this sense, the peoples of the earth need to step forward and do better. Mammals are sentient beings that have souls and higher emotions, just like us, such as love and fear. A civilization that allows widespread animal abuse and runs puppy mills, kills animals for body parts, and uses animals in unnecessary medical and product testing would not be ready to ascend to fourth density, according to Matthew through his mother Susan Watt. Pets and their families gather on many spiritual worlds. In Nirvana, animals that lived in jungles, forests, and grasslands are tamed and blend in with the other residents. All animals and people communicate telepathically, as was the case in the early days of Terra, the planet later called Earth. The growing number of dedicated rescue groups, the thousands upon thousands of families who have adopted pets from shelters, and the emphasis on protecting animals in their natural habitats, their efforts in this regard, and the light of consciousness and gratitude of the animals are part of the high frequency of the planet. Other situations are very discouraging, especially the inhumane conditions in which the species that provide us with food live and die, and the sonar tests that are so damaging to whales and dolphins, the most evolved souls on Earth. Animals separated from their families and confined in zoos, circuses, or swimming pools are sad, lonely, and desperate. A related situation is the pollution of the oceans, with tons of garbage, the terrible lack of respect for Gaia's body, which also harms her marine life, includes oil spills, nets that strangle marine life, toxic sewage, and chemtrail spray. A different year. According to a divine message, life on Earth is meant to be joyful, healthy, and prosperous for all, and it will be. You are helping to ensure this. The new year will be unlike any other in Gaia's long and varied history. Much needed changes will emerge from the upheaval, and by the end of the year you will be amazed at the abundance of reforms your light has helped bring about. Our entire universe thanks you. Keep shining brightly, precious souls, and love yourselves and each other. The new world economy will serve all peoples, and every soul will have a fair share of the Earth's resources. War-torn areas will be cleared and rebuilt so displaced residents can return home. Religious dogmas and falsehoods will fall by the wayside as people grow spiritually and consciously. Cultures will retain their best traditions and abandon those that originated in the third density, such as blood sacrifices. Mutual respect will replace intolerance. Division will end as unity consciousness develops, and life will once again be in harmony with nature. That is our world on the threshold of the golden age. Drew Foss, in quotes, now we will address the issue of the many questions and comments about the mysterious drones. The leaders, working with outside advisors, know that they are not mysterious at all, and that not all of them are drones. The first objects seen were secret unnamed spacecraft that they sent out to get public reaction, as a measure for a full-scale holographic invasion. So a commander of the light forces told them to show themselves to some of the crews of the camouflaged reconnaissance ships and several information ships, which could be considered a future generation of our more sophisticated drones, were released from the mothership to add a fun twist to the phenomenon in the skies. The commander also gave strong warnings to the authorities not to shoot to any light force vehicles. The authorities are trying to keep their interplanetary space project and the very existence of the star visitors a secret, so their spokesmen can only say that they don't know what the objects are, why they came or where they came from, but that they pose no risk to Earth. If the public once panicked, that feeling turned to annoyance with vague official statements. As interest refocused on the preparations and festivities of the season, the common conclusion was that whatever these mysterious objects are, they did us no harm, so let's eat, drink and celebrate. It's not what it seems. In previous messages, we have said that not everything is what it seems. Now we say that almost nothing is what it seems. It is rare that anything significant in the news has even the slightest relation to real events, and there is an increase in the number of AI doubles of clones pretending to be someone who has died or is kept out of sight for safety. What is authentic is that the power of the light of love permeating the planet is breaking down archetypal standards to make way for new structures and systems that will serve a newly awakened society well. Governments are being reformed or replaced, and new geographic boundaries are being discussed that will benefit the affected citizens. Also, on the near horizon is the emergence of truths that were often hidden, labeled as conspiracy theories, as well as the exposure of imposters. The power of love. The above situations and all others need to end, and they will end. You and previous generations of volunteers radiated the light that allowed some of the peoples of Earth to realize that they have the power to change what is wrong in the world, and that the root of all evil is darkness. The so-called White Hats is a recent name for warriors of the light forces who have directly confronted the captives of the dark forces, and you are the Hats' silent partners, so to speak. The power of love and light from this teamwork is defeating Earth's formidable enemy. What happens anywhere in this universe affects everything else. That is why all beings of light echo this divine saying, "Our entire universe thanks you." Differences. What is the difference, if any, between existing in 5D and existing in the afterlife? It seems that both are basically the same. The spiritual realm of a civilization is designed to give them the best of what they knew. So the fifth density worlds and their afterlife realms have similarities in natural beauty, personal interests, activities, comforts and conveniences, but they also have significant differences. Just as the physical worlds differ, so do the spiritual realms. All spiritual worlds are disembodied, and their residents have etheric bodies. Third density vision would not detect anything at all, but the residents clearly see each other and everything else in their realms. And when a soul in a spiritual world telepathically sends images to a receiver, the soul and everything around it appears solid. Etheric bodies differ from the dense bodies of the physical worlds in many ways. Embodied souls can have sexual relations, and women can conceive and give birth. Babies are not born in the spiritual worlds. Bodies are not designed for sexual relations or reproduction. People living in the physical worlds must eat to survive. The inhabitants of the spiritual worlds can drink liquids, which are eliminated as vapor through the skin, but they absorb only the essence of food because their body has no digestive or elimination system that dense bodies have. After people in physical civilizations work long and hard, their bodies may feel exhausted and sore. Etheric bodies never tire or feel any discomfort. To maintain optimal physical condition, physical bodies need daily sleep. Etheric bodies never need sleep. Spiritual worlds. Planetary worlds are spheres and may include seasonal weather. Spiritual worlds are amorphous, and most have pleasantly warm temperatures at all times. A special feature of Nirvana allows residents who want to enjoy winter spots to encapsulate a large area of snow and ice amid the realm's moderate weather. And that area is not visible to anyone outside of it. On physical worlds like Earth, the length of light and darkness varies with the seasons and geographic locations. On most spiritual worlds, there are no sunny days at noon or dark nights. Light shines softly during the year and dims somewhat at night, and residents can manifest whatever light they wish in their home. The fifth density physical worlds are in the space-time continuum, but people can still use clocks and calendars for planning purposes. Linear time does not exist in the spiritual worlds. Dress in the physical worlds can vary as much as the weather, season, culture, and current fashion. Residents of Nirvana typically wear light white sandals and robes with white, gold, or pastel sashes or laces. Such dress or other casual, comfortable styles are common in the spiritual worlds. Loves. Love in the physical world ranges from parental love to infatuation, with its strong sexual attraction and possibly its pain, infidelity, and disappointment. Love in the spiritual worlds is pure, without conditions or deviations, and the high frequency of love permeates those realms. Love bonds from other lives take priority over legal partnerships from the immediate past life. In the physical world, people focus on acquiring knowledge and honing talents and skills for use during life. Most people in the spiritual worlds are also like to study, but they use new acquired information to plan their next life along with the experience and knowledge gained in other incarnations. Life is glorious in the 5D physical and the spiritual worlds. If you enjoy imagining yourself living in such environments, by all means do so, but live each day of this life to the fullest. Can you imagine a more meaningful, fulfilling, and unique experience than participating in an unprecedented effort to free a civilization from aeons of darkness? Light is flooding the earth, and steadfastness in your mission is part of that. all beings of light in this universe honor and support us through this journey. USA. Donald Trump has said he will try to end daylight saving time. President Trump has planned a victory rally for January 19th in Washington, a day before the inauguration, and it's National Popcorn Day. An ice storm is approaching the Central Plain and Ohio Valley. Power outages, grocery store closures, and fuel shortages are expected. Severe storms threaten to disrupt one of the busiest travel weekends of the year. The storm rider reveals that 4 military personnel are going to reveal secret technology of ET origin. The Trump Tower suspect turns out to be a hitman from New Jersey. The alleged Las Vegas attacker didn't seem suicidal. He revealed that there were high-tech drones and that they were following him. According to Elon Musk, the bad guys picked the wrong vehicle for an attack. The Cybertruck contained the blast and directed it upward. Not even the glass doors of the lobby were broken. Of the lorry. According to Shadow of Ezra, leaked emails from Cybertruck bomber Matthew Liebesberger claim that drones on the East Coast are using gravity manipulation, a technology supposedly unique to China and the US. Jim Stowe believes that Alex Soros has an explosive device planted in Elon Musk's skull. This black eye would not be a result of a blow. According to Jim Stowe, Elon Musk has been forced to make a deal. If he's not owned by anyone, why is he wearing a flag around his neck? It seems Elon is not yet very happy and is exhausted. According to State of the Nation, the black nobility of northern Italy names Elon Musk their supreme doge of the world technocracy. A doge was an elected lord and head of state in various Italian city-states, notably Venice and Genoa. During the medieval and Renaissance periods, this nobility represents the richest and most powerful of all secret societies throughout the centuries. According to Judy Bington, President Trump told banks to start liquidating mortgages, credit cards, and other forms of personal debt. With the national debt already covered by the QFS switched, all other debts would begin to be paid in full. We are transitioning to common law, a system based on justice and individual rights. Europe. The head of the European Commission has severe pneumonia. Karma? Austrian Prime Minister Karl Nehammer resigns. Nigel Farage's speech on Britain's social decline. Douglas Murray asks why some British politicians are unwilling to confront social problems in the name of political correctness. X22 report. Trump wants the UK to get rid of the windmills. Do you see what is happening in Germany? China's economy is imploding. The stimulus is not working. Trump is going to use Bitcoin to counter the central bank in China. Spain. Home mortgages soared 60.8% in October, the highest since 2021. Spain breaks its record for international tourists with more than 88.5 million until November. 4 Spanish cities among the first with the highest quality of life in the world: Madrid, Malaga, Alicante, and Valencia. The last one is in doubt. 1 in 5 people living on the streets doesn't have access to care network. More than 10,400 immigrants died this year trying to reach Spain, almost 30 per day. Americas. First migrant caravan of 2025 leaves for the US. Gabriel Boric visits the South Pole on a historic trip. Edmundo González begins in Argentina with the support of Milei the difficult path towards the presidency of Venezuela. Argentina signs a loan of 970 billion euros with BBVA, Santander and JP Morgan. The year 2024 ended with encouraging news from Argentina. According to statistical data, poverty would have fallen to less than 45% between April and September, which represents a reduction of 7 percentage points compared to the previous semester. Bolivia is betting on a new multipolar world order with its entry into the BRICS. Other countries. Strong earthquakes near Fentail volcano spark concern over eruption in Ethiopia. A Palestinian doctor interviewed by CNN detained by the Israeli army, whose WHO says 12,000 Gazans need emergency evacuation, but Israel prevents it. China begins the largest military maneuver in history to recover Taiwan. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.